Cameron Koffel here alongside Rockbridge Bruins football reporter Joel Boenitz. Now, Joel, last time we talked, Rockbridge, they came off a loss. They're looking to get back to 1-1. They're at 2-1 now. To say that they've picked up their game is an understatement. They have been outscoring opponents 99-34 in their past two games. 99-34. That's a large margin for those who don't know. So what happened after the Week 1 loss, coming in and outscoring opponents in two games 99-34?
I think it's plain and simple. They got their swagger back. That's the big thing. I mean, they had their first home game here, Week 2, trying to get back to 1-1. They were able to win 50-0. And a big part of the reason that their offense has been moving along is because Nathan Dent's been very productive both in the pocket and outside of it. Over the past two games, he's combined for 11 touchdowns, including 4 passing and then 7 on his own rushing. So yeah, he's been a big factor to that, and along with that, the defense has kind of puckered up from their mistakes from Week 1, and I mean, both sides of the ball, they've been able to work really well.
In Week 2, after Week 1's loss, they came out, they allowed no points. And therefore, the defense, theoretically, the defense had to play pretty good. So you just mentioned their defense has found its stride. What changed from losing Week 1 to then allowing no points in Week 2?
I think it really depends on who their opponent is. Because last year when you looked at it, when they faced Smith Cotton, they won 49-0. And then they shut them out again this year, this time at home. So I think that game, it definitely helped that there was a home crowd here. First time since 2019. A lot of those players haven't played in front of a big varsity game or like a big varsity crowd before. So I think that really motivated them to play well and ultimately secure 0 points in that affair.
So the saying is as follows: the best thing about being 2-1 is 2-1 is a chance to go 3-1, and the 3-1 is the goal this week, as Rockbridge will take on Capital City. So how do they go 3-1 this week? What is, if you're the coach, if you can control the game, what is Rockbridge doing on both sides of the ball to win and get to 3-1?
I think just making sure that they still have their confidence that they've built from the past 2 weeks. That's the big thing that they need to do. Week 1, he told me that they were like deer in headlights. They were on the road and they just weren't able to do anything on the offensive side. Past 2 weeks, though, they've been a completely different team. I mean, everything's been working well for them. I think the big thing, though, is they need to make sure that they limit the mistakes. I mean, last game against Jefferson City, they had 3 key turnovers, and that's what made the game as close as it did. If they're able to keep that uptight, especially against Capital City, it'll help them in the long run, as especially after this game, they've got 3 tough opponents in Elias Catholic, and then Liberty, and then Battle. All 3 very difficult opponents. So if they're able to make sure that they key up those mistakes, make sure they don't have any against Capital City, they'll be set for, I'd say, for the next 4 weeks.
Rockbridge will be taking on Capital City this upcoming Friday. This has been Cameron Koffel and Joel Boenitz reporting from the Rockbridge practice.